All right, welcome in. We are live. Looks like I've got a good solid connection. Everything looks good. All right, just waiting for you guys to get in here. As you guys get in here, let me know that the audio is good, the video is good. If we are 5x5, and then we will get going on this bad boy. Dun, dun, dun. I just got a notification from my own video. That's pretty cool. All right, welcome in, guys. I see you starting to come in here. It's pretty awesome. Good to be here. Sound is good. Happy Friday. That's right, it is a happy Friday. I am tired. This week wiped me out. All right, as you guys get in here, make sure I have one sound was good. Make sure the sound is good across the board. I want to make sure you guys can hear me and see me okay, and then we'll make this happen. Dun, 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 dun. Glorious. Waco, Texas. Good to see you guys. Hi, what's up? Howdy doody. Golden, sweet. Sounds like everything's pretty good. Sound is great. Sounded good. Good. Sweet. Excellent. All right, guys. Well, as we are filtering in, we always wait till we get to about 450, 500 live viewers, and then we'll start this party. But throw it over there. Where are you guys from? Say hello to everybody. Love to see where you guys, good stuff. Good picture, audio. Sound is good. We'll be victorious. That's right, we were, cowboy. That is right, we will, because we have a lineage of winning. All right, we got some Michigan. We got Fort Worth, Texas. Awesome, Michigan. You guys got some work to do this November. You got to get rid of Gretchen Whitmer. Woo! Texas, some more Michigan, Spokane, some Washington action. DC, ooh, DC area. That's a tough one. Georgia, Vegas, cool Vegas. I cannot wait for SHOT Show next year. North Carolina, New York. 2A fam, that's right. South Carolina, West Virginia, Washington, Central Kansas, Illinois, San Diego. Whoa, San Diego. Do they let the internet out of there? Can you be watching this? Is that allowed? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Glad you are all here. That's right. Tudor Dixon and John James. We get those two. That is a great combination for our gun rights. We got some Michigan, some Jersey, Connecticut, Old Dominion State, baby. Kentucky, Florida, Missouri, Wyoming. Wyoming. Hey, I'm just going to throw it out here, Robert. Good job. I'm really glad that you guys got rid of Liz Cheney. Well done. Don Emerson coming in and making sure the super chats are working. Thank you so much, Don. I appreciate that. All right, so my little pre-show checklist. I've got the audio, the video, the super chats, the chats, everyone coming in from where they're from. This is good. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania. No. Pennsylvania, don't you give up on me. We got a lot of work to do this November as well. You have to beat back Shapiro. That guy is, whoo! That guy is as far left them as you get. Aurora, Colorado. Yeah, Colorado. You guys have got a lot going on. We're going to hit on that. We're going to hit on that a lot in this live stream because Colorado, there's some stuff going on there. That is the center of the fight. That's exactly right, Carl. Louisiana, Doc, you and that nickname. Montana, Hawaii. That's awesome. Wisconsin. You guys are filtering in amazingly well. Good stuff. Chicago. Another one I question if they let the stream come in there. Kingsport, Tennessee. Man, it's awesome. This is good stuff. From your earlier video today, Maloney is introducing a whole lot of baloney in the house. Yes, she is. But you know what? She's got to beat her fellow Democrat, the high-waisted fiend, Jerry Nadler. Stanford, Connecticut. We got some Ohio, Oregon, Portland. All good stuff. Man, that is Britain. That's cool. So one... Beard looking good per usual. Thank you. This is genuine Braden beard. I appreciate that. All right, we got a super chat from the Woodsman 1983. What do you think about the 1,000% tax Jared was talking about? The 1,000% tax is, I mean, it's one of those things where yes, they put it forward. It's kind of like what we just covered today with Carolyn Maloney. Like I try my best to keep you guys informed and walk that line of keeping you guys informed and abreast of what's happening. But I also try not to overwhelm you with negativity about bills that they're putting forward for the intent purpose of negativity, right? So I try my best not to give attention to things that have very little chance. I did today because I found it ironic that Maloney was up for an election and she put this out just a couple days before. But from a standpoint of, is it unconstitutional to tax a right? Yeah, it is. Is it likely to pass any kind of House or Senate? Not likely, no. But that's also why I kind of wait to see where things fall out before I do full-on videos going after it, because we have to focus on so many things that I try not to overwhelm you guys. Oh, man. That's funny. All right, so it looks like everyone's coming in. That's good. I tell you what, we're going to start at 300, 275, 300 today. That way we can get this party going and not waiting too long because it is a Friday night. All right, everything is looking great. I'm going to go ahead and run down the list of what we do, kind of our ins and outs, what we do on these live streams if you are new. Make sure you guys like it and send it out to your friends and post it on all your social media so we can get some more freedom out there. But here we go. So essentially, guys, what we do on these live streams, we spend a little bit of time really getting to know each other. We throw things in the chat. I try my best to catch as many of the comments as I can. Sometimes there's so many I can't catch all of them, but I try to make sure that conversation is going, and it's a driven conversation. It's a live Q&A. I have a list of things. Should you guys run out of conversation to talk about, then we're going to hit that stuff as a backup. But pretty much, we run this until about 8:45, 8:50, which we then feed directly into our 9 p.m. show, which is already uploaded and awaiting my launch codes. So, other than that, let's get this going. I hope you guys are having an amazing time. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Because I am super curious about what caught y'all's attention this week. Because there's a lot happening and a lot of different distractions, so many things. 6 more years of Biden? No, that ain't happening. No way. Good evening, everybody. Have you heard any news about the Mexico lawsuit? It's a good question, Ice Cold. I have not. The last that I heard of the Mexican lawsuit was left-leaning DAs were basically filing friend of the court or amicus briefs to support the notion. But I have not heard of any movement since then. That's one of the things that it has very little chance of passing in American courts, but that's not going to stop these leftist woke attorney generals from doing it. Evening, what's up, everybody? Doc Bardstool, that is a great question. Who's next on the constitutional carry list? This is one of my favorite topics. So this all comes down to November, and this is the coolest thing about what we do together every night. We have the ability to change the destination and the direction of our future, right? That's one of the blessings of our political system. So, and our country for that matter. Here's the states that I think that if we take the governorship, you have constitutional carry or Second Amendment protection zones. If you take Michigan, they have a red House and Senate there. That's going to get constitutional carry, I bet. If you go to Pennsylvania, Mastriano's already promised constitutional carry and Second Amendment protection zones, or their own version of SAPA. Florida, constitutional carry is more likely going to happen because DeSantis has already promised it, and he's going to want to increase those conservative bona fides as he makes his future moves. Louisiana is going to have it in the works. I don't know if the governor is going to sign it, but that is going to be in the works. And those are the ones that I'm watching. Wisconsin is highly possible as well because they have the same scenario. Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin all have the same scenario, the Republican House and Senate, but a Democratic governor. We put a red governor in there, and our chances go way through the roof. And 2023 looks really bright. So, I mean, it's possible that you're going to be sitting at 30 by the end of 2023, but it all comes down to what happens with these governor races, not to mention the Senate races in those same states. So there's lots of going on, and we're going to cover a ton of it. Specifically this weekend, I'm going to do a lot of videos around those politicians and those races we need to win because it's so crucially important. All right, we got another super chat. Cook County, Illinois Forest Preserve no longer enforcing concealed carry ban in the Forest Preserve. Small win, but it's a win. Mike, I love that. All right, and I don't love it because it's a small win. I love it because of your attitude. One of the things that, and I'm just going to get on a soapbox for a second. One of the things that really bothers me about the 2A movement and about the conservative pro-gun movement is that we tend to be self-defeating sometimes, and well, that'd be great if, but you know what? It's not going to because they want to take our guns. Yes, they want to, but that doesn't mean they get to. And just that attitude right there, it's a small win, but it's a win. That's something that's positive, and that continues that forward momentum. And I love that. So thank you for that super chat. All right, let's see over here. Universal reciprocity. Universal reciprocity is going to need to happen with a much bigger red Congress, to be honest. I bet you're going to start to see conversations around national reciprocity probably in 2024, 2025, probably in that area. So that's probably what was most likely on the future. I just saw when I was trying to read here. Braden, did you see the woman in a cop car grab an AR and... Wow, that's crazy. No, I didn't see that. That's crazy. Steerhead, New potential receiver rule anticipation is killing me. All right, so I'm actually curious about that, Steerhead. What about it, and this could actually be something for the chat over here as well, what about that receiver rule is the anticipation? What's building the anticipation? Because nothing has changed on that. In fact, the only things that have really changed are, of course, the implementation date is upcoming, but a lot of the lawsuits that are potentially driving it down the road of the Supreme Court have taken into place. So I'm just kind of curious, what's the big anticipation or concern that you're hitting on that? I would love to hear it. Revolution Hunting, what's your thoughts on the taxations on firearms? I've been seeing, saw one for 1,000% and I seen another for 20. So those are two different things. The 20% one I did today, and that actually wasn't on firearms. That was actually on gun manufacturers on the revenue off of firearm sales. So what that would do is it would be an indirect tax on you as a citizen or a consumer of the Second Amendment products, but it would be based on the corporation, which would then filter down to you. The 1,000% that you're seeing in other videos and other channels is 1,000% on inventory. It's basically anything that you own, you're getting a tax. It's an excise tax on your existing Second Amendment firearms. Really, is the only way to really say it. The way they've classified it, that I don't think either one of them have a chance. I don't think either one of them will even be brought up in the House at all. And if they do, they're going to hit the firewall in the Senate with the filibuster. Not to mention the election is under 3 months away. You're not going to see that. I mean, I understand the mentality of make sure you were aware of it and make sure we see what's coming. But I even said in my video today about the 20%, that's not going to happen. That all that is just something that, hey, look, I'm better than my other lefty in the Democrat Party because I did this. I mean, it's just, that's my own personal opinion. All right, let me catch up on a few more of these things. Super chat from Jim Bob. Well, what they want to do and what they will do are two different things. Exactly, Jim Bob. And that's kind of what we were just talking about, right? These gun controllers, the far left, the AOCs, the Feinsteins, the Bontas, all of them, they want to take the guns. But that doesn't mean that they can. The Second Amendment is ironclad. In order to override an amendment, they don't even have a quarter of the support that they need in order to do that in a constitutional process. In fact, in a roundabout way, the way that we're having to fight around magazine bans, around capacity mag bans, around AR bans, around pistol bans, around different concealed carry stuff, this is fights on the periphery. They want to go after the entire enchilada, but they're having to stick with like the rice and the queso. You know what I'm saying? So it's incredibly important. We're going to fight them on those fronts, but that's what we're doing, right? So even though they want it, that doesn't mean they're going to get it. Let's see. I've got another super chat. By the way, thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Eyes wide open. I'm getting Star of Texas Award. What's your take on no bid investigations? I'm not familiar with that all the way through, Eyes. Honestly, I wish I could answer that, but I don't know the full on details in order to give you a good answer. All right. Ashton Stewart. Did Brandon finally win? We've been rooting him on for 2 years now. I don't think he won. I don't know what he won. Is there any update on the stabilizing brace situation? So yes, there are. That's a very good question, Robert. There is some updates on the stabilizing brace situation, not like an official movement in a certain direction. There's a lot more fights around it. Like, for example, there's some court cases that are going through. There's some lawsuits that are happening. You've got some things in Colorado going down that have a direct impact on that. Bruin is filtering in. All of these things. I mean, even in the stabilizing brace, you had that DC... that was ghost guns. In the ghost gun case, you had the DC court judge say that ghost guns are firearms, but they're not. You know, that one is a different thing. That's going to go down the rabbit hole. But the stabilizing braces, essentially, they're still going down the path of finalizing that rule. But the judge in bank panel did say that it was a no-go. So as of right now. Good question. Any injunctions on the frame and receiver rule or brace ban? So that's kind of the same thing. There's no injunctions that I've seen yet. Not yet. They're still fighting through it. The one that I think you're going to see quicker than the other one is the receiver rules, because the lawsuits that are coming through between FPC, between the judgment in DC, between the judgment in Texas. Man, I'm trying to get all these details. I think a lot of those things, the ghost gun stuff, is going to escalate more quickly than the pistol brace. Trent Wilson, from a live Epic Times to a live LA show. I'm doing good. That's right, you are, Trent. Thank you so much. All right, if you guys are new, thank you so much for jumping in. If you have anything over here you want me to hit on in the comments, make sure you throw it over there so I can hit it for you and we can have a little conversation. But while you guys are contemplating that stuff, let me catch up on a few of the things we talked about this week that I just got to know your live thoughts on. Did you guys see the video that I did about Beto calling one of his hecklers an MF'r? Did you see that? Where he was like down on his knee and he was being all dramatic and someone laughed at him and then he dropped an MF on him? I think you did. I think you did, because that was a fun one. That guy, man. Beto is one of those people, and by the way, if you've seen the polling, he is losing dramatically to Greg Abbott. And that's even in polling that is tending to support Democrats. But man, it's so bad. Calls people MF'r, the lemmings cheer, but that's not going to help you win any kind of gubernatorial race. All right, we got a super chat from Red. If they want the enchilada, it'll have a side of freedom beans. You know what? That was well done. That's a t-shirt right there, Red. That's a t-shirt waiting to happen. Oh, man. Double tap the like button. Yes, I agree. Let's do that. That'd be incredible. Beto. See, that's the thing. So someone just, let's see, Timothy just said that. That guy is a loose cannon. That's exactly right. Now, the reason that I am not a fan at all of Beto is, other than the fact that his political stances, but what he tends to do is he tends to cater to a very loud, very public propensity for ostentatious displays of false emotion. Was that a nice way to say it? He's fake. So what he does is he manipulates situations to get popularity for his own growth and popularity and his own political future, and that's what I don't like. If you even look back at when he was on the stage, when he was screaming, "We're absolutely going to take those," and then he goes into Uvalde and he does that interruption with Abbott. Then he says, "I am for ARs, or I'm not for ARs." Then he calls an MF'r. It's just the guy's doing everything he can for attention, and it's not great. Beto is a clown. That's exactly right, Woodsman. Beto acting a fool. That's right. So it's interesting because those are the people legitimately, they think on the left, they think those are the future, and that is not going to help them at all. You almost saw, kind of going on a tangent, but you almost saw Ilhan Omar lose her primary race the other day. For Ilhan Omar to almost lose a Democratic primary in Minnesota, that tells you something. That was actually really close. Ooh, good question, Stetton. Do the Dems literally have anybody that could be up to be president? Not really, no. Honestly, their bench is so weak, and honestly, the conservative side is so strong right now between Trump, between DeSantis. You've got lots of other talent for VP with Kristi Noem, Tim Scott. Not Tim Scott. Man, what's that guy's name? Oh, it doesn't matter. Lots of VP candidates, but yeah, they have a very weak bench, and they're worried about it. Absolutely. Oh, got a super chat. Eyes wide open. Going pew pew this weekend. I went to school without Beto. Wait, hold on a second. I went to school with Beto voting for Abbott. Oh, nice. Good job. You went to school with Beto. I'm sorry. You knew him when he was Francis? Man, that's crazy. Yeah, he is the pot calling the kettle black. That is 100%. That is 100% correct. Man, you guys are awesome. Let's see. What else did we do this week? We had Liz Cheney went out. That was pretty sweet. Then she compared herself to Abe Lincoln, and now she's going to run for president, huh? Yeah, she can't win in Wyoming, so she's going to run for president. Makes sense. Beto is a used car salesman in a clip-on tie. That is very accurate. You guys are not wrong. Andrew Manchester, good question. What about the upcoming White House Anti-2A Summit? I literally just heard about that as I was making the video tonight. That'll be dropping at 9 p.m. Right after this video. Then I had to jump into the live, but I will be covering that 100%. That will be something I'm going to be looking into because I want to make sure I want to know who's going. I want to know what they're talking about. I want to cover all the topics that they come out and they talk in the press conference because that is something that they typically do, but it doesn't mean they're going to get by the filibuster. So I want to see who's going, and they're assuming for the assault weapon ban there. Let's see. Let's hope Biden, that won't happen. Preston, Colorado, yep. Thanks for giving us updates. No problem. I love it. Can and will the ATF or AFT prosecute homemade NFA items kept in a single state, or will they drop and not prosecute to keep case law from changing? That is a very good question, Connor, and I don't have an answer for what they would do. I think you have a very good perspective on not prosecuting because they would keep the case law from changing. That's actually a very good perspective. Similar to what they do with other NFA violations. They don't take it all the way through because it typically loses in the end, so they wait to settle. But that's a very good observation. Pete Buttigieg. I can't read that, The Woodsman. You guys are killing me. I love it. All right, so Scott Bray says, I'd like to see Trump come out of 2 BS impeachments in the Mar-a-Lago deal and see come out on top with his foot. See, when I tail off on these things, I'm on live YouTube, so I can't read all of them, but you guys get the point. Oh, man. Hi, Braden. Thanks for all, Hey, Braden. Thank you for all your hard work. Hey, my pleasure, Reggie. You guys, we could not do this without you guys, and honestly, me and Jared talk about it all the time. We are all in this together, and we're making a difference. We really are. The RINOs are falling like crazy, which is one of the things that I have up here for a video content. Let me mark this as marked. Did you see how many RINOs have failed since they impeached Trump? Have you seen that? 80% of them. So you're looking at an 80% fail rate on any Republican that voted to impeach Trump. Not to mention, he has a 93% success rate on any endorsement. Have you guys seen that? That is insane. Revolution Hunting, thank you so much for the sticker and the super chat. I appreciate it. And I really like your logo. That's really pretty cool. That's a neat thing. But that was a big one. Lindsey Graham is a snake. Lindsey Graham is a RINO. I'm going to give him a RINO, and he needs to get out. Lauren Boebert for Speaker of the House. I don't even know if I'd be ready for that. I'm not going to say no. But man, that would be very, very spicy. Jazzy, Lisa Murkowski must go down. Yeah, if we get Lisa Murkowski out the door, man, that would be something. That's one less RINO. That's one less vote for the Democrats. That'd be incredible. Jamie, dude, you're awesome. Hey, I appreciate it, Jamie. You guys are awesome. Oh man, Tim Scott. Yeah, that's who I was. I did say the right name. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, it was Tim Scott. Oh, this is kind of a cool one. Hello, Patriots. The UK is with you. Time to drain that swamp. Okay, get some international support. I appreciate that. Ooh, very good question, DW. Man, I love when you guys are on it with these questions. Why is McConnell saying we may not win the Senate? Well, there's a bunch of things. There's some calculus there. He could totally be saying, because he's looking at the polling and believing that the polling is accurate and saying, hey, we might not. He might be trying to motivate his base and make sure they vote and they activate so that they can take the Senate. He might just be saying that to get a headline. He might be saying that to get the Democrats into a false sense of security. There's a lot of reasons he could be saying that. I don't really know. One thing I can tell you is McConnell is a absolute politician, so there's a reason for him doing it. He didn't just say it off the cuff, but I don't know exactly what it is. Let's see. I'll catch up a few more of these things. Boebert for VP. Okay. Just trying to catch it out right here. I'm trying to catch up, so bear with me, guys. Do I see Sarah Palin winning? I honestly don't know. I do agree Romney needs to go, John. I don't know if Sarah Palin's going to win simply because of the past history there. I honestly don't know. I'm not going to say I don't want her to win, but I'll watch it carefully. I will, and I'll keep you guys updated on it because she's Pro 2A and go team. Let's see. I'm catching up on a few of these things. Another Sarah Palin question. I'm not sure. Oh man, Judge Jeanine Pirro as DOJ AG. That would be hilarious. Carrie, excellent point. We can't be complacent about the midterms. That's 100% correct. The one thing that we have going for us, for example, Republicans right now, just today on the generic ballot from Rasmussen, they're +5. They went up 2 points over the last week in the generic ballot. Now that is a massive deal. If you have that kind of lead going in across the board and you're seeing the things that we're seeing, you're going to see something really powerful. But it will fall apart if you become complacent. Every single person. You vote, get your friends to vote, your family to vote, everyone needs to vote. That's important. All right. Oh, man. As a Kentuckian, no one likes McConnell. Well, someone likes him because the man still seems to win. I don't know. Didn't Alaska do ranked choice voting to protect Murkowski? I don't know if that was the intent, but ranked choice voting is a very interesting way to vote. I mean, I know a lot of states do it. But you're right, Palin is polarizing our RBM. But I don't know if that was the intent, but that is very true. Oh man, let's keep going here. Okay, sweet. All right, caught up on all the comments over there, making sure you guys are represented. Oh, this is one I absolutely wanted to talk about. Did you guys see the video that we did on the gun violence archive? This is incredibly important for you when you're talking with gun owners, when you're talking with gun controllers, when you're talking about all the people. That is a massive one. So we did a video this week, and we talked about the gun violence archive and the origins and the roots and where it came from, because CNN was saying how great they were and how a nonprofit makes such an impact. Gun violence archive was literally started by Slate magazine, far left Slate. It was started as a provocation against conservatives and gun rights. Now they cast it as this amazing nonpartisan nonprofit thing. It's not nonpartisan or nonprofit. Anytime 4 people or more are injured with a firearm, that includes shrapnel, drug deals, drive-bys, anything. They do not incorporate crime. They don't incorporate the scenario. They do nothing. They just say, oh, that was a mass shooting. And even the graphs in that video went up from like 200 to 600 in 1 year, which is not possible. And if you guys can remember 600 mass shootings, I don't know what to tell you, because they didn't. And you are right, Ice Cold. 2/3 of all gun fatalities in the United States are, in fact, suicides. You are right. Jay Hatfield, you mean the gun bloating archive? Yes, I do. That's exactly what I mean. Oh, man. That's amazing. That is why we have Tudor Dixon, says Christopher Bishop. Tudor Dixon, I really think she can beat Whitmer. I really do. I'm hoping that she does, because she seems legit. Eyes wide open for the super chat. Why are they tracking ammo buys? Where is that going? If they're starting to track ammo buys, obviously I'm not inside the administration or the executive branch or the bureaucracy. That could be something as benign and as simple as they want to see where the ammo is going from a standpoint of economic observation, which is not likely. Or they could truly be seeing where the ammunition is going in a state for data collection purposes of where they'd have the most. There's a lot of reasons that they could do that. I don't know the exact reason, but there's no reason for them to look into that. That is concerning. Super chat from Woody Rowe, $5 for that sticker. Thank you so much, Woody. I appreciate both you guys for those super chats. Oh, that's a good question. Do you think Michigan will be the next constitutional carry state? I don't know if Michigan will. Again, going back to what I said earlier in the live stream, you're talking about Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, Louisiana. If those states have Republican governors, it would be a race. I don't know which one would be first. If you get Tudor Dixon in Michigan, yes, I think you'll get it. You get Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano, 100% you'll get it. He's already promised it. Wisconsin, I think you also wouldn't be as quick. Florida, DeSantis has already promised it, and he has the support to do it. It's going to be between Florida, because DeSantis isn't going anywhere. I think Florida will be number 1. If Dixon wins or Mastriano wins, those are my top 3. That's my own personal opinion. Kerry Stinnett, looks like the majority of sheriffs in Missouri stood tall against the FBI auditing in the CCW system here. Yes, they did. Jared actually did a video on that. That was a very good video. Just left the military, starting my retirement beard. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. All right, Jim Jordan for speaker. That'd be good. Cornyn and Lindsay need more censuring. They do need more censuring. You're 100%. Ice Cold, Project Veritas is great help for information. It's true. They do a lot of solid work. John Galt says Pennsylvania most likely and Florida for the constitutional carry questions. I'm glad we aligned on that. I think Florida is the most secure bet right this second, only because there's not a governor race that's done, but I would love to see it. Oh, let me catch up on a few of these. Sweet. All right, we got a super chat from Matt. How long have you grown your beard? I've had this beard for coming on 10 years now. I've been wearing a beard for 10 years, and I like it. I like it a whole lot. It's man makeup, and I look good. So I'm just kidding. I do like my beard, though. All right, let's catch this out. Oh, DW, Supreme Court is out on break, but they will be back in September. That's right, they will. Let's see what else other carnage they can do against leftist dreams, because that gun control stuff and the bureaucracy stuff, they did phenomenal. Chuck, that's not true. I can't even read that. Oh, man. That's amazing. We have a firearms. Do you think? Oh, there's a good question. Do you really think that we will take the House in November? I absolutely think you will see the House go red in November. I do not think it's a question of if it will go red. I think it's a question of how red it will go. If I'm going to put a bet on it, and this is just my bet, I bet you see 50 plus seats go to the Republicans more so than they are now. That's what I believe that number would be feasible, but we'll see. Eyes wide open with a super chat. Everyone, wallet, keys, phone, Gluck. Yep, I do that. Everyone does that phone, the pocket pats. Jeff Owen with a super chat. And by the way, thank you guys so much for your super chats. Thanks for all you do to get the message out. I try not to miss any videos. Keep up the good work. Well, Jeff, I honestly appreciate you watching every single video. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. You guys are so generous. It's incredible. I love it. All right, let's catch up a few more of these comments over here. I love when you guys are talkative. It makes it so much cooler. All right, so how are we going to get constitutional carry constitutional carry in Washington State? A lot of work has got to go into that because Washington State is hard to get pro-gun legislation through. Tom Fenton from Judicial Watch is the man. Okay, are you going to do a ZZ Top beer? No, I'm not. I love the music, but I'm not going to do that. How about Georgia? Ooh, Dwayne, that's a very good question. So Georgia, if we're talking about just the race in Georgia, it's between Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. And I'll be honest with you, right now, it's kind of going back and forth. I live in Georgia, so I'm seeing ads all the time. Warnock is clearly threatened, and he's spending a lot of money from outside of the state to try to get Georgia. But according to polling today and this week, Herschel Walker pulled ahead, so we'll see. I mean, I'm still waiting. There's a few things that we need to look at for that. Kyle, hey brother, any news on the challenge coin for your channel? Not yet. I did have a few thoughts on it, but it hasn't been the front of the burner right now. I will do it though. Let's catch up on a few more of these. Make sure you guys are catching in here. All right, so let's see here. Braden, we all pray you are correct about the House. Thank you, Christopher. All right, so here's the thing with the House, and this is a little bit more of the support that I have on this. The House was already lost previously just by redistricting. The amount of House seats that were redistricted away from Democrats and into Republican seats, that already has taken them at, I believe, by 3 seats. The majority has gone to Republicans by 3 seats, I think is the number. That's before elections. And if you look across the board, like it's going to be spicy. And I'm here for it. Deep red, major plus for Republicans. Yeah, we need to get a deep red. Irene, excellent question. Do you think the Senate will be in favor of Republicans? So the Senate is the hardest one. Okay, so right now it's a 50-50 split. It's so close and it's so far out, I can't really say that it will absolutely be in favor of the Republicans. I think the national energy is going towards the Republican side of the conversation and the voting side, especially with independents. The Latin vote is very heavily Republican newly. There's a lot of demographic changes that are happening, and I think that it's possible the Senate will go Republican, but I don't think it'll be by like 4 to 5 to 6 seats. I think if it goes Republican, it would squeak by 1 or 2. It might be 52 to 48, something of that nature in that region. But you've got seats, for example, like J.D. Vance. If he holds his seat, that keeps it at 50-50. If John Fetterman loses to Oz, that keeps it at 50-50. If you get, what's that guy's name? If you get Herschel Walker in Florida, that goes to 49-51 favor Republicans. If you lose Mark Kelly and you get a Republican, okay, that's now 48-52. So it's very, very possible. I think Mark Kelly is going to lose. I don't know the exact breakdown, though. It'll be close, but I will continue to keep you updated because I love that kind of stuff. All right, let me catch you up on a few of these. Sorry, I'm trying not to be too long-winded with you guys. All right. Will this country get better? 100% it will. 100% it will. Daddy Milk Chocolate. Wow, finally no ads. Well, you know what? I'll be as brutally honest as I can be. I've got to make sure that everything is logistically working out, feasible. All the aspects from financial to planning to everything is done. And I mean, that's part of a business of running all the information we try to get to and we try to facilitate it. That's just part of the thing. I mean, that's the TV, that's the radio, that's the YouTube, that's all of it. So try my best to get it. Alfred, you rock, Braden. Keep swinging. DJ, New Hampshire. Well, thank you so much. Nice to see you this evening, brother. On point as usual. Hit that like button. I agree, 22, and that's actually an amazing time to say just the kind of catch up for everyone who came in. We are going to do this live stream until around 8:45, 8:50, and then we're going to jump right over to our 9 p.m. segment tonight and continue the fun party there. But if you have a chat or if you have anything you want to say, it's kind of an open Q&A. Throw it over there in the chat. I will get it to as best as I possibly can because sometimes there are a lot that come through and I miss them. But that's the update. Let's keep going and having our conversation here. Let's see here. All right. Catching up. Sorry, I'm trying to catch. How many Senate seats do you think win? I don't hold me to this. This is not something that I can say like I was right, I was wrong on, because this is just a rough gut estimate. I bet you're going to see Republicans with 51 to 52. That's what I would bet. But again, it depends on the polling. It depends on the economic outcome closer to the election. There's so much that goes into that. But my gut is saying 51, 52, roughly around there. How about Virginia for constitutional carry? Virginia's going to be a hard one for constitutional carry. The reason that Virginia is going to be a hard one for constitutional carry is because they've had so many bills that go against 2A in the past 3 to 5 years under Northam, that when Glenn Youngkin comes in, they have to curtail those things, and they still have a blue Senate, a version of the Senate in Virginia. So it's going to be hard for them to curtail that gun legislation that they just put through. So that's one piece. Richard, I never get your morning videos until mid-afternoon. It's because of YouTube. It's not because of YouTube. Sometimes I put them out. Depends where you are in the country. I'm on the East Coast. Sometimes I put them out at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I'll say morning because it's my general time frame, because if you're in California, you're catching a 1 o'clock at 11, or excuse me, at 10. So depends. But either way, I'm glad you're watching. That's awesome. Super chat from Eyes Wide. Those coming to Texas from Cali don't mess up Texas. I agree. But there is something to say that those that are leaving from California to Texas are either making Texas more red or making California more red because the blue is leaving. Either way. So, oh, man. So catching up on a few comments over here. I'm hoping for a supermajority in both Congress and the Senate. I would love that, Jay Hatfield. I think that would be more likely in 2024 versus 2022, but we will see, and I would be down. USMC Big B. How about at Langley Freedom Academy indoors, and it can be an outdoors channel? That's awesome. Yeah, that's one of the biggest jokes, and I'll spend some time on that. I started my channel as a channel that was outdoors, and I did all the things outdoors in my earlier videos. I started doing political analysis. I started doing 2A news. I started doing all the things that the gun controllers were doing to keep updates, and I never went outside, but my name was still Langley Outdoors Academy. So, like, one of the big jokes is it's Langley Outdoors Academy, but I never go outside. So, it's just a funny thing the way that it happened to work out. Cody and Jen, thank you, Braden, for the 2A updates. You're the man, brother. Hey, I appreciate that. Cody and Jen. Cody and Jen, always around. Love it. I recognize a lot of the names over here. It's really cool to see you guys do that. We got a couple more super chats. That's a good question. Is there an impeachment when Congress changes? It completely depends on the House makeup. I think the House would impeach Biden if the true red wave came, but it wouldn't effectuate a removal of office. It would just be impeachment hearings, very similar to what the Democrats did to Trump for 2 or 3 years. But that would be essentially where it would go, because impeachment is different than removal of office. Impeachment is the actual trial of removal of office, but the Senate would have to vote on it, and that requires a lot more people to do it. Oh man, catch up on a few more of these. You guys are awesome. You're keeping me up in my game. Chazzy123, how do you spell your name? It is Braden. A lot of people throw a Y in there sometimes, but it's no Y, because I'm too special for that. Jeff, impeach Biden for what? Oh, I have no idea. Like, I don't know exactly what they would do. I mean, the question was just, would they impeach? I mean, it's possible. That's the stipulation of how you do it, is you do it with the majority of the House. Talk about the new ATF reporting app. I will look into that a little bit deeper. I've heard a little bit about it, but I didn't cover it on a video this week, so I don't really have enough information to fully dive into it. Like, I like to be really precise. Anyway, that's that. Bill, thank you so much for the super chat. Do I think Illinois will go red with Darren Bailey? I honestly do not. I think Chicago takes it blue every single time. It's such a massive city. I just think so. Oh man, let's see here. Hey, no problem, Jesse. Yeah, that's one thing we are forgetting about. You know what? Honestly, yeah, we'll see if they're in here. I don't know. All right, so let me hit one more or two of these things. I'm gonna be on here about 3 to 5 more minutes, and then we'll bounce out. I'm gonna actually, you know what I need to do? I need to bring up the other video and make it live for you guys, because I got a reputation to uphold here. So let me do that really quickly. We do that at 9 p.m. Eastern time, of course. Set as a premiere and done. All right, here's the video link for you guys. Boom. 5280 tactical gear. What's your thoughts about Colorado becoming a constitutional carry? We have a lot of gun-loving people here. We should always be we should be a red state. So that's interesting tactical. I actually cover that a lot on my channel. So when we're talking about Colorado, the entire state was dragged to the left by a couple key cities that the left basically brought a bunch of people into and turned the cities blue. That brought the state blue, and then insert gun control, removal of preemption, all these things. Constitutional carry can absolutely happen in Colorado, but you have to take back the state politically. So once that happens, I think it's no holds barred. I think these gun lawsuits that are coming out from Rocky Mountain gun owners and National Association for Gun Rights, they're going to do a lot of unraveling of the gun control, specifically around the AR bans and the mag bans. But I don't know about constitutional carry yet. It's kind of an incremental stepping process. But that's my thoughts. Bill, thanks for the great work you do. Thank you for watching, guys. I don't know the answer to that question, eyes wide. Thank you so much, guys, by the way, for the super chats. I can't really allude to too much in there right now because of the platform I'm on, eyes. Sorry. I definitely watch most of your videos every day. I try to when I'm not at work or chasing one of my 5 daughters. that is a God help me situation. Absolutely. All right, guys, here is the link for the premiere that I'm going to have here in a few minutes. I'm going to jump out of here in a couple minutes. Any more questions you want me to throw me over there and in the chat, and then we will wrap those up, and then I'll be able to bounce over into the premiere where I'm also going to be there doing live chats. What are your thoughts on the IRS arming their agents and the inclusion of funding to do so in the Inflation Reduction Act? Well, first of all, the Inflation Reduction Act is the biggest irony of a name that's ever existed. But the arming of federal agents, the agents in the federal government, a lot of the agents are armed even though they're not in public facing, or some of them have the ability to be armed, but they're not actually armed. I get the concern of it, but at the same point, that would be essentially making the IRS agents as either DOJ or FBI or ATF. I mean, I don't like the idea of having more agents that are all armed, especially accountants. But at the same time, what was going to stop them from doing that before is the really big question. I totally get the energy and the impetus behind being concerned about it, but that's kind of my immediate thought on it. Hadley Scott. Pennsylvania should be a red state. Our state constitution is strongly gun-friendly. Yeah, I agree. It should. Steve Turner, Braden, if you ever make out to Washington State, hit me up for a great barbecue meal. Hey, I will do that. And I'll also go fishing with you because Washington State has some good fishing too. Living in New York City, where do you think we are headed? I saw that question earlier. I couldn't get to it, Andrew. I think that you're in the last throes of you're in New York State, not New York City, sorry. I think you're in the last throes of a overbloated government that is trying to maintain more control of where they're losing control. I think this is my own personal opinion. I think the city is going to become more and more isolated, and the state governments, like city governments around New York City, are going to start isolating themselves more and taking a different path. I think you're still going to be dominated by state politics by New York City, similar to Chicago runs Illinois. But I think the localized state departments are going to do different things. That's my own personal opinion. First time on a live feed. Thanks for what you do. Hey, thank you, Chaotic. I appreciate it. All right. You're just screwed, Run. Oh, no, dog lips. I completely get it. It doesn't make sense why you would need that many agents. It doesn't. But that is... They're paying for it politically right now. All right, guys, what I'm going to do here is I am going to hit that one more time. There is the link. I am going to bounce over to the live stream, or excuse me, the premiere, and then we're going to go over there. We're going to watch tonight's video. It is all about the beleaguered ATF and how terribly overwhelmed they are and how they need so much more stuff, including a national registry. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down, and I will see you guys over there. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and I will see you on the next one. Braden, signing out.